upset. I'm genuinely really upset. I finished Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the original game on the PlayStation 1. I'm genuinely upset because this is the end of the Raccoon City saga. Okay, although there is Resident Evil 0, chronologically that takes place before the first game, but still, this is the end of like this, like, you know, saga. Big spoilers, not gonna lie, if something really big happens at the end of the game, which I'll mention later on in the game. But I just want to give my thoughts on this game and, like, I guess my thoughts on the series as a whole. I think this might be my favorite. I can't lie. Even though it's a sequel to the second game, it pretty much takes place within like the same timeline as Resident Evil 2. I think I want to say several hours after, but pretty much like they're happening simultaneously as you play this game. So you focus on Jill. Jill Valentine is back. She's an off-duty cop this time. Of course, she was the main character in the first game as well with what's his name, Chris Redfield. But it's just Jill on her own. She is the star of this show, including this guy right here, which I'll get to after. She's pretty much still traumatized from the events of the first game. Of course, as we've seen in Resident Evil 2, a massive outbreak happens. The city's gone into lockdown, and yeah, there's like a full-on zombie takeover. Jill, of course, she's a badass. She is a survivor in this city, and she's trying to figure herself out, trying to get out of the city and trying to stop Umbrella. And yeah, that's pretty much the premise of the story. However, as Jill is trying to escape the city, you have this mofo right here, this guy right here, man. One of the greatest bosses, one of the greatest like pursuer type characters I've ever experienced in a video game. Nemesis, of course, that's his name. He is like the ultimate, what's they called, Umbrella like creations for what Mr. X was, like the tyrant was in Resident Evil 2. Mr. X only appears in the second run of the B scenario, whoever it may be, and he only appears like in certain moments of your playthrough. However, this bloody guy right here, man, this guy literally like is following you throughout the entire game. It's freaking scary as hell. Even though this game is like 30 plus years old, oh my god, bro. The jump scares this guy has is insane. So yeah, he's literally pursuing you throughout the entire game. There's no like single like boss character. It's literally him. You're literally on the run the entire game, which is a very interesting premise in a video game at this time as well. If for those who haven't seen the first my Resident Evil 2 review, I did say like one thing I wanted more, which this game pretty much answered, was I wanted more Raccoon City exploration. If you haven't seen the review, like I mentioned at the beginning of Resident Evil 2, although the main game is pretty much set in the police station, the RPD police station, this really fun like 5-minute, 10-minute sequence where Jill and Leon like get split up. You have like a little sequence of Leon or Jill like running through like, you know, the streets of Raccoon City and like the basketball park and the courtyard and so on. And I wanted more of that. We get that in this game. We literally get to explore and like traverse through the entire like city district of Raccoon City. We get through, there's like a park sequence, there's like a restaurant sequence, there's like a whole like clock tower chapel sequence, which is really cool. So this pretty much answered, like, this game gave me what I wanted and a lot more action as well. I've noticed on even like with the further sequels with Resi 5, 6, 7, 8, they do get more action packed. There's more zombies, there's more guns, there's more weapons, there's more ammo. Especially in this game, they really emphasize ammunition. Another cool thing that was introduced into Resi 3 Nemesis is like the whole concept of, you know, different gunpowders that you get and obtain to this game. And you can mix and match different gunpowders to make different types of ammo, whether that be handgun ammo, shotgun ammo, rocket launcher ammo, freeze grenades, and so on. It's really cool. It's really resourceful. I thought it would be very, you know, like tedious, especially in like survival horror type games, which I'm still like relatively new in. I won't say I'm a fan of, but it's games like this really stress me out. And like they really like force you to make you think, which I don't like, to be fair. I like enjoying sitting back and enjoying my games, but I think Resi 3 does it really, really well. So if you are a fan of like more the action-based stuff in Resi 2 compared to Resi 1, Resi 3 has it there for you. You have a fun little sequence with Carlos, who's like, you could say like the body character that you get in this game, you know, Ada in the previous game, and before that you have, you know, Sherry Birkin, and in the first game you have, you know, Rebecca or Barry, depending on who you pick. Carlos is a nice contrast compared to like, you know, Jill. Like, again, Jill's a lot more, you know, stoic, on job. Carlos is definitely a lot more, you know, optimistic, more upbeat, more bubbly, and I think that they are a good duo, I can't lie. And I do want to see, I can't wait to like see like that dynamic in the remake. So that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. But Carlos's sequence is really fun. I must say, he's the guy, bro, like when you're given a machine gun, it's the best feeling ever. Like one of my favorite sequences, I don't know if you guys agree with me, it's a very short sequence, but when you're playing as Carlos, you have to like traverse, minor spoilers, but Jill's kind of like infected with like the T virus poison. She's MIA, she's out of the game, she's like unconscious. You play as Carlos, you have to like go into a hospital and try and obtain a cure for Jill. And there's this really cool like moment where you have the machine gun, you're in an elevator in the hospital, the door opens, and like you have like a horde of zombies coming after you, and you're just holding down the machine gun, bum 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 bum, just wasting so many zombies. That was a little fun moment, I can't lie. Definitely one of the highlights of my playthrough. Looking back on it, I think even though it is like just one initial run, I still think it does the job well. I don't know, like, again, this game took me, in terms of like play time, I played this game straight after my initial Resident Evil 2 review. I go about 1/3 in, then I kind of stopped it because I kind of locked myself in the game. I didn't play it correctly. My ammos went. I saved at a really bad time. The nemesis was on me, and I had like no ammo, no heals at all. So I was pretty much stuck. I had to restart. On my second initial like run, I did a lot better. It was a lot more smoother. I was a lot more like, my decision-making skills were a lot better, I must say. And I actually got to beat the game. And then I played it on easy, much more smooth. I can't lie. If I were to pick hard, I think the hard mode is a lot more... If you want the full Resident Evil experience, play hard mode. Easy, play it on the second run, if I were to tell you that. But no, I had fun. I think this is my favorite, I can't lie. I think 1 is still my least favorite, although it has grown on me as I've really like dived into the series a lot more. I think the quality of life stuff in 2 and 3, especially with like, the ammos and the herb mixing, and all the controls, okay, quality of life improvements as they, ascend to each game. In this game, you can actually like sprint and walk upstairs without going through a cutscene as you enter a staircase. That helps a lot. This is like tank control based gameplay. Thank God they add like a quick rotational button. So if there's a woods of zombies, if there's zombies coming at you very, very close, all you can do is walk back right in the original games. They actually give you a button, I think it's L1 and X. Your character rotates instantly 180 degrees and you can move. So helpful, especially when it comes to boss fights. More faster enemies. It's a life send, honestly, literally. I'm not going to go to spoilers because I want to talk about the ending. As I said before, this is pretty much the ending of the Raccoon City saga, and I'm so upset because I love this place. I've fallen in love with this like environment, this location, this city, throughout my playthrough of these first 3 games. I'll get to Resident Evil 0 eventually, but the fact that this city, spoilers, gets blown up and nuked at the end of the game, it is so bittersweet. Oh man, I'm so sad because like I know from Resident Evil 4 onwards they really like go into a different like direction with the franchise. I know Resident Evil 4 is a classic, but like it's just I'm so used to Raccoon City, I can't lie. So it's gonna be a bit of a whiplash and like I don't know, man. Like people say 4 is good, 6 is good, 7 and 8 are good, but I don't know, man. Raccoon City is Resident Evil for me. I don't know how you guys feel. I know, like, I'm sure purists have that same notion as I do, but I don't know, man. Resident Evil in, like, Europe with, like, Resi 4 and, like, South America and Africa is a bit of a weird one. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to play the games and see how it goes. But yeah, Raccoon City gets blown up. We're going to finally see a bit more of that in Requiem, which I can't wait for. I'm really excited for that, and like, great timing as I'm playing Resident Evil 4 right now as they're recording this video, so I'll let you know how that goes. So Leon's story is going well, and yeah, as of right now, Jill is my favorite character. Oh, that's not Jill. Nemesis is definitely my favorite villain. Like, I thought Mr. X was like really like scary and like a great villain, but Nemesis wipes the floor with him, I can't lie. Seeing Nemesis firsthand is one of the best like feelings ever. Like the jump scares that I get for like a polygon based character is insane. Like, just like Resident Evil knows, I feel like I'm waffling so much, but when it comes to Resident Evil, the game makers know how to, hit you at the right moment, like when you're down and out, and it really like pushes you to like be the better player in the game. Again, it pushes your resourcefulness, it pushes your decision-making skills to the best, because if you're not, you're gonna die in it. And especially in a game on hard mode where you have limited saves, oh my god, my heart. The way I play, the way this game makes me play, like, I triple the runtime just because I'm so cautious wherever I go to, like wherever I move to. Again, tank controls, locked off camera locations. You don't know what's around the next corner. In a big city where you're traversing, a lot more zombies. Or what can I do? Maybe I'm just very slow, I can't lie. I've given it some time. I think this is my favorite of the original trilogy. Yeah. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, I loved it. Again, no backtracking. As usual, I had no issue going back to certain locations. It was extremely smooth. It was definitely a lot more like, linear in terms of its like as you're traversing through Raccoon City, there are times where you do like go back to certain locations to unlock like different areas, but most of the time you're moving forward. There is one sequence that is the clock tower sequence, which funny enough was cut out from the remake, which I'm kind of pissed off by it. They changed that in the remake game, but we'll see when I get there. But the clock tower sequence, the chapel sequence with Jill and Carlos is kind of like going back to old school Resident Evil formula, where like you have this one little confined location and you have to like move around in and out, up and back and forth to different doors and different rooms. A lot, and it was relatively short. Like I got through it like in an hour and a half, which was for me a good runtime compared to like a whole bloody mansion in the first game. Yeah, I think that's everything. I think I already covered everything. Visually, again, it's the best of the three. Game mechanics, the best of the three. Story wise, it's a lot more straightforward. I think Resident Evil 2 with Sherry's character, and like the background lore when it comes to like the notes that you pick up. I think Resident Evil 2 is a bit more has a more meat in that. And also in Resident Evil 3, again, nice crossovers with the second game. It was fun going back to see the RPD location with Jill this time, although again this is like limited technology at the time, but it would have been really cool to see like a fun little, just like a fun brief cameo crossover between Leon, Jill, Ada Wong, Sherry Birkin, or one of the characters. But that's extremely minor. I'm sure they do that in the remakes. But I look back on this like experience very, very fondly. I can't lie. Again, I'm officially a Resident Evil fan. I cannot wait for Requiem, and I cannot wait to go back to Raccoon City. That's like my main a take on this. So in terms of my next game, it's probably going to be 4. I've looked into Code Veronica, and from what I've seen, it's like the worst game. Like, oh, it's still good, but like in terms of backtracking, it really does like it's really heavy on the backtracking, which I don't want to do. I'll probably like watch like a let's play of somebody else, or just like watch a couple of like walkthrough breakdowns and recap videos on Code Veronica when it comes to the story. Although I think Code Veronica is the game where like it does like branch out the lore of Biohazard and like the mythology of this series. But as of right now, the next game I am jumping into is Resident Evil 4, the fan favorite, of course. That's probably I guess my first introduction to the game series, being Leon. Although I've never actually completed the game or played the game properly. Growing up, I managed to watch a couple of my siblings, my cousins, my friends, their family. So I have some experience with that, and I'm really excited. So Resident Evil 4 is next. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, let me know what you think. What is your favorite of the original Resident Evil Raccoon Saga games, including 0 as well? I'll get to that eventually, but as of right now, I want to play Leon. But yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below, let me know, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace. Shoo.